Hey guys, HuzzyGames bringing you another video. Welcome back to the main account. We unfortunately just had that last insane game that we lost with the troll Yasuo. If we have a Yasuo again, it's not the same one. We are playing Mordekaiser, and then someone in the chat, new Mord skin? Hell no. Again, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, do not buy those skins. They are actively contributing to make League of Legends a worse game. And that's what people fundamentally don't realise. They're trying to use those skins to be like the saving grace of not actually having to put a lot of better work in. That genuinely is it. The skins aren't even good. And they're like going, oh, if a bunch of people buy them for overpriced, we make a lot of money, we'll be fine. Or if they don't work, they'll actually have to return to trying to make the game actually good. So like, you are actively hurting League of Legends if you buy those skins. Do not buy them. You know, by all means, in the battle pass where you get one or two of those free rolls, use the free roll, and some people get them on the one or two rolls within the battle pass. Fair enough. But do not put active money into like trying to get them and get them and get them. Because remember, by law of averages, you'll have to go the whole way to unlock it. So you're investing $250+ or whatever into getting one skin. That isn't even high quality. It's crazy. So Yorick might be starting blue. That mean and Zin starting top, so that means both top laners will be weak side. That's fine. Kind of expect that, to be honest. We do have a... Oh wait, this is the same Soraka as last game. She wasn't great, but they were playing Soraka. That seems kind of useless. Oh, they've got 43 games of Twisted Fate support, by the way. So like they actively do play Twisted Fate support. Slightly negative win rate, 49%, but you know, one more win, that could be an even win rate. My Gangplank against me, 1.7 million mastery points of Gangplank, 178 games played this season of Gangplank. Crazy. I mean, that wasn't great. He just committed 3 barrels to 1 play. That's not a great investment. Like, it takes him so long to get barrels back. Shouldn't really let a Gangplank auto attack you with passive. It does hurt a lot. That's a lot of the secret damage of Gangplank is just directly in his passive. So I went Mord because if you look at our comp, we definitely needed some proper AP. Why is he putting so much damage onto me when I'm literally at his face with minions? I don't agree with that decision. Trying to be quite aggressive, but Gangplank just doesn't have the damage properly early. Again, this is a huge Lux one trick. I'll be straight up, I don't understand how someone can one trick Lux mid in modern day League. He really isn't very good in the mid lane role. A lot of immobile mids have obviously been suffering for a while, and that's why it's been that, you know, adaptation of the Rod of Ages meta just so they can survive. But Lux is never going to buy a Rod of Ages, and her balance has half gone to support nowadays, so I think that would be a very tough pick to make work the high rating you go. Again, and this is what I've said before, when you're playing a mage, like an immobile mage, and you're against another immobile mage, it's kind of okay. But when you're against something like a Yasuo or something mobile, that's where you really feel the pain. Sorry, Yorick. Yorick is an early game kind of like not amazing fighty champ. Guys, that's just laziness. That was straight up bad. I think they all were like, no, you have the kill. No, you have the kill. Okay, well that, never mind, that went well. Enemy team was like saving Private Mord, but it actually cost them way more in the long run. So pay attention to the bars underneath his health. That tells you how many barrels he has. So right now he's holding a barrel. That means he could use another barrel. I want to push this in to get the lane to reset. He might go back now. Tempting to. But he doesn't. I just have to delay. Oh, mental gone boom. Nice. I don't feel the Yorick there. I would have expected Xin to be topside, right? Because the grubbies are coming up. I think I was like, I wouldn't have fully committed to that play, because I think I would have 100% expected the enemy jungler to be there. Remember, a lot of people who are now recently spamming Yorick, they're not, a lot of them hilariously aren't even junglers. They're just playing it because it's OP and it's the new kind of like easy thing to climb with. You might try to freeze it, but I have to go back right now. We're going to buy plated steel caps. Very good against both of these two champs, and that's mainly who I'm going to be playing against this whole game. Mainly it'll be against Gangplank, occasionally maybe against a Yorick. So, plated steel caps for me, I think is good. Oh yeah, question of the day. Who's playing the Oblivion remaster? I've played about an hour and a half of it so far. I got through the, you know, the tutorial with the Emperor, let's say. And I've done the first Oblivion gate. But that is where I've gotten to. But, dude, memories are flooding back. Which is crazy. This Gangplank isn't bad, by the way. I think he's actually invested hilariously too much into trying to poke me down, but I think that somewhat can be a preference when it comes to Gangplank. Some play it, like when I play Gangplank, I don't really invest much into hitting the enemy early. And I just really focus on power farming, getting Silver Serpent. So Oblivion is the one before Skyrim, and if Oblivion never happened, Skyrim would have never happened. And to be honest, well, a lot of people say like Oblivion is better than Skyrim. I don't know if I agree to that, but what you have to basically say is, of its time, when Oblivion first came out, it was so advanced ahead of its time. Where if you play Skyrim, it is basically like, you can tell it's just Oblivion, but just powered up a little bit, you know? You can really see where Oblivion made Skyrim happen. That was Gangplank ult. Oblivion has better quests. Ish. Voice acting of Oblivion also had some pretty big ones. Patrick Stewart is the Emperor. Sean Bean is also an important character. Obviously, pretty cool to have known actors in games. I think it was a bit more common in like the earlier 2000s and like 2010-ish. That seems to have kind of stopped happening as much. Like even with like Grand Theft Autos, they used to get like really known big people. But I don't know, does not seem nearly as common. You love Sean Bean's voice. Yeah, very Yorkshire. And obviously, you know, Boromir in Lord of the Rings, obviously, if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, you know what I'm probably going to say. But if you know his classic speech, one does not simply walk into Mordor, that very famous thing about that is they gave him it the morning of shooting. And obviously, it was a fairly long little speech, so he literally didn't have time to learn it off by head. So he taped it, he printed it out, put it on his thigh. And that's why he's doing this. One does not simply, because he's reading it on his thigh. That's literally what's happening, which I think is quite fun to know. If I see Yorick, yeah, I was gonna say if I see Yorick, I will. Wow, Lux is just so weak as a mid laner. Genuinely. No. Bam. Okay, this could be an extra question of the day for people that like films or games. When it comes to like either video games or movies, who do you guys think has had the best voice? Obviously, you know, James Earl Jones up there with Vader and Mufasa. You know, Morgan Freeman's voice is, you know, amazing. I think Ian McKellen's is really, like, underratedly good. I think it's really good. But I don't think he's put in the same category. Obviously, Christopher Lee. Gangplank ult, that seems a waste. Yeah, that's a waste of Gangplank ult. Again, so whenever you're playing Gangplank, obviously as an ex-Gangplank main, every time that you use an ultimate, the way that you have to kind of think of it is it's an investment, right? Where is the likely place that you're going to get return on investment for the cooldown use? If I'm looking at return on investment, using it for at the time a 0.5 Lux mid, I don't think that's a great potential investment. Look at the strength difference in the actual 1v1, and that's only going to get more extreme as the game goes on. Because the nice thing with Mord is he gets more damage, but he also gets tanky. Gangplank, well, he gets a lot of damage, but he usually doesn't get incredibly tanky, and that's why he'll lose in the Death Realm and the 1v1. Again, I have seen over the years some Gangplanks buy some tanky items just to have that survival, but it's Mark Hamill. But, like, is it Mark Hamill's actual voice, though, or is it Mark Hamill's acting voice when he's doing the Joker? This Lux, 0.7. Well, considering we had the troll... Well, it was a very weird game last game. Again, I am going to upload it because I think it is weird to show that game. And those games, like... Some people are like, oh, I get those games all the time. Those games don't really happen in high rank, or shouldn't. And they do. I think it's just the way of solo queue nowadays. So I think showing that, I think, is important. I was surfing then. Also, if it is... Oh. Be good if we can kill the maiden. Oh, we've overpushed this. Yeah, we've overpushed that. Just overdid that a little bit too much. That's fine. Hilariously, Tristan's coming, and she's going to manage to clean this up. Oh, Trist. I could actually flash, like, teleport back. Oh, no, I haven't got teleport. Oh, I can't. That's fine. Again, of all people to get the kill, who cares if it's the luck? She's not going to do anything anyway. That's fine. We gained a lot there. Should I go back top? Yeah, I'll go back top. May as well. I think we just overdid it. Like, I went for the flash because Zin did, but I don't think Zin's flash was wise. But it's fine. We're winning quite hard, so I can understand his, like, aggression. Yeah, I've started actually rewatching Game of Thrones again, but I skipped season 1. I think I skipped it because, like, when I've done potential rewatches of Game of Thrones, you always start with season 1, and then I just never really have continued it properly. So I think actually skipping 1 will give me the most chance of actually rewatching it, the whole thing, more. Dun, 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 dun. Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug. Yeah, that was good. He was also the Necromancer in that film. Which obviously in that film they call him the Necromancer. Obviously it's an actual proper character that we do know. Spoilers, it was Sauron. You know, one thing I would say with Lord of the Rings that they do not make obvious at all. So Sauron, when you watch the films, you would just kind of think like, he's just the eye, right? No, he has a body, like legit. In the tower, he does exist as a physical body. It's just they don't show him at all. But no, he does have an actual physical body. We're overdoing it a little bit, but Lux is dead. That gold for RFC. Oh, good general. No. Even when he's in the eye, yeah. From my understanding, when he's controlling the eye, basically that's, you know, like the balls, the Palantir. That's basically what he's looking through, and that's being depicted as an eye. But no, he has an actual physical body. Like, remember, of what he is the same as Gandalf, Saruman, Radagast, the 2 blue wizards. He is a Maya. He is a well, depends what law you're using, but he's in essence he's an angel that got corrupted. Pretty much, that's what they are. So very powerful, and that's where like Gandalf is exactly the same as Sauron. Probably not as strong, but nearly. Well, Gandalf when Gandalf becomes Gandalf the White, he probably is as strong as Sauron. Obviously not when Sauron has the One Ring, but without the One Ring, they would be about the same. Game of Thrones is on Sky, so I watch it on Sky. All of Game of Thrones. I think it'll always be on there because Sky in the UK is basically it. I think it's owned by the same company as HBO, maybe. So any HBO thing is on Sky. No, trust me. Like, Sauron has a physical body. They did get rid of his essence when they destroyed the One Ring and killed him in the battle. Oh, actually, I don't even know. Maybe they didn't. But like, yeah, he has a physical body. Even when at the end of the film, by the way. So they throw the One Ring into Mordor, or Mount Doom, he probably is still alive. He probably will just be too weak to ever recoup a physical body. You can't really kill a Maya properly. Like, look at Gandalf, he just got brought back. So I went for that because I knew my Yasuo was nearby. I didn't know the Yorick was as well, but the Yorick isn't exactly doing well. And also, again, Huzzy Lord of the Rings trivia. Hello, Ezreal. So, you know, this one is, I think, more well known, but when, you know, Gandalf finds the One Ring in Bag End, and tells Frodo, I'm going to go and research, and, you know, he goes to Minas Tirith, he goes to the libraries, and he eventually goes, I think at the same time he goes to, obviously, Isengard to Saruman. Yeah, that's like a 12 or something year period. So, like, Frodo just continues to live his life in the Shire, and, you know, just normal life. Yeah, and then Gandalf eventually comes back and goes, did you keep it secret? Did you keep it safe? All that stuff. That was like 12 years. That wasn't like a simple, oh, I'll be back in a week. That was 12 something odd years. They do not make that apparent in the movies at all. Dun, dun. Right, this game's going pretty good. Obviously, being able to talk about Lord of the Rings a lot kind of gives it away that it's going quite well. Hopefully you guys don't mind, but I'll take a free win after we have that insane bad last game. Like, well, I did good, but yeah. Dun, dun. Oh, also, any Canadians and potentially some North Americans, I had a Tim Hortons yesterday. For those that are like, what the hell's a Tim Hortons? It's I don't know, it's hard to explain. Well, not really. It's like a McDonald's but better. Literally, it's like a McDonald's but better. They do all the standard stuff that, you know, McDonald's breakfasts and stuff, and burgers, and really good coffee. So it's like a better quality McDonald's. I hope they expand throughout the UK more. We actually haven't died yet. I've just noticed. We've had a pretty good game. We've not risked a lot against the Gangplank. Again, part of that is, oh, my team's doing well. You don't have to risk as much. Tim Hortons prowling. We drove down to a place here in the UK. Some people will obviously know it, called Lakeside. Oh. What? Away from me. But Yorick is too OP, man. He's a 1 in 6 Yorick doing that much damage. Why is that allowed? Nobody knows. Again, it's this the basic champion curse of Modern League. Hey, Maiden's dead. Oh. No, well, I think they do donuts, but I didn't have any donut. Yeah, if you want to learn more about Lord of the Rings, like genuinely, if you have a vested interest of the backlore and everything, I watch a couple of channels, but one is called Nerd of the Rings. It's very good. He does individual videos explaining thoughts and expanding them, and you know, he literally gets literature from Tolkien's notes. You know, unfinished tales was a book that Tolkien never released, but they finished it after he died. The Silmarillion, the other stories that have never been made into media apart from potentially books. So there's a lot more like than just Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I think people who just watch those do not realize Tolkien's, you know, the reason why Tolkien was known as the grandfather of fantasy is it was a literal world that he made. It wasn't just stories. It's a lot more than that. Serpent's Fang second. I guess I do have my W, but like that's very greedy in terms of mainly 1v1, I would say, by the Gangplank. But the game isn't going very well, so maybe you can't blame him for building more about the 1v1. Dude. What? Why? Why did he do that? That's crazy. Because shields, me and Yasuo have shields. Oh, no. Triss literally just waiting at Baron. Dude, it's so far away, you can't just sit there. This Lux just keeps using her ultimate. Right, I don't want to TP down, because again, if my team are thinking about Baron, you want the option of teleporting over. So just run down. And again, that's one thing I would say whenever I watch lower rated people. Teleport use is a major thing that I see people like using it at wrong times. And you know, it's not simple as just lane phase. I still get it wrong occasionally in lane phase of when to base, when to not, when to TP. But it's more like at this stage of the game, using TP when Baron is happening, yeah, that's where you have to be pretty careful to not waste it. That's Gangplank ult. Oh, we might need a Huzzy Eye on Zeld somebody. Can't use the moats. If there's any Huzzy Eye sniper rifles at the ready. So again, this is where... Oh god, husband. So they've killed the enemy jungler, so that the actual potential of them going for a Baron attempt is actually quite low, because Smite is the power, obviously, of killing them. They don't have Smite. So Gangplank level 15, it means his recharge time for barrels is actually pretty quick. So where before going for an ultimate, you know, he won't have too many barrels available. He'll have a decent amount of barrels now in the 1v1, so you do have to respect that. Bang. I would say be careful of being outnumbered there, Mr. Yasui. Yasui. Oh. This has been a really chill game of League. You don't get many chill games, but this has been a really nice chill one. Nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Why did he flash? I don't think, like, well, I don't think the flash was the most thought out flash, but there we go. That looks to be the game. So pretty simple one. We actually haven't even died. We went 302, nearly 200 farm. We didn't need to risk anything, so there we go. Very nice. Oh, yeah. I can explain that in a second, El Greco, because I actually know about the whole live stuff of like why elves live longer and stuff. Yeah, there you go. One win. So we got demoted. We're now back in Diamond 2 straight away. So very good. I'll take that. Bom, 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 bom. You take those. I just noticed their name is Lord Obama. Right, back in Diamond 2. Hey, Moxie. Went 302, 9.4k. So Gangplank's damage doubles mine, because if you notice in lane phase, he was just poking. I wasn't that bothered by it, because it doesn't matter. The inevitable of a Mord is I will 1v1 you later. And like lane phase, I mean, I could have maybe pressured him more. I just didn't really need to. The reason why I didn't need to is because my team was doing so well in the early game. So why risk anything? You don't have to. But yeah, overall, we'll take it. Bit of a free win. But do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Welcome to the Rift, where the legends play. It's HuzzyGames bringing skill every day. From tips to tricks and play so fine. You'll learn the game and have a good time. Thanks for watching, you're the real MVP. Hit that like and sub, join the family tree. Like, comment, and subscribe.